a member of a group which supports conspiracy theories and believes the government's illegitimate. Serving police officer Jason says the deaths are tragic.
It hurts. There's been so many incidents that have happened since I've joined the job, and it's only been a bit over 4 years, and you just know that there's families and colleagues and other people who know these people. It's not just a uniform, which is obviously how these coppers have been looked at, but they're a lot more than that.
Former New South Wales police officer Beau Lamar Condon will fight charges of murdering a Sydney couple in Paddington last year. He's accused of killing TV presenter Jessie Baird and Luke Davies with a police-issued handgun. Lamar Condon has formally entered pleas of not guilty and will face the Supreme Court in October. Australia's expelled an ambassador for the first time since World War II, following claims Iran was responsible for at least 2 anti-Semitic attacks. ASIO has concluded Iran was behind last year's firebombing of the Adass Israel Synagogue in Melbourne and the Lewis Continental Kitchen in Sydney. The federal government's also moved to list the Iranian Revolutionary Guard as a terrorist organisation. Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has told Parliament any move to undermine social cohesion in Australia will be stamped out.
The actions of my government send a very clear message to nations like Iran who seek to interfere in our country that your aggression will not be tolerated. As we face those who seek to do us harm, Australia must stand together.
Small business owners are being urged to stay up to date with their obligations as the right to disconnect kicks in for the sector. Laws allowing workers to ignore out-of-hours calls and texts from their boss took effect for big companies 12 months ago, but small operators were given a year's reprieve. Shadow Small Business Minister Tim Wilson says it's important owners follow the new rules.
Small businesses today need to understand their obligations under the law to make sure they're complying with the law and to respect the fact that whatever people's opinions are, they need to comply with the law.
The annual cost of living concession payment of almost $262 will start arriving in bank accounts of pensioners and other eligible recipients from this week. This year, the state government's abolished the co-resident income test, which previously saw thousands of low-income renters miss out on the payment. It means an estimated 225,000 households are expected to receive the concession this year. Australia has recorded the highest number of drowning deaths since records began. There were 357 drowning deaths in the last year, which is 27% higher than the 10-year average. Surf Life Savings Dr Jazz Laws says men, older Australians and people in remote areas are most at risk.
We've attributed to an ageing population and, as I said, a broader decline in swimming skills across the population, as well as more and more people heading to remote and unfamiliar locations.
Now turning to FIVEAA sport, and the AFL All-Australian squad has been named, with Adelaide, Brisbane, Gold Coast and the Bulldogs leading the way with 5 representatives each. Crows captain Jordan Dawson, defenders Josh Worrell and Mark Keane, and forwards Riley Thilthorpe and Isaac Rankin have been named. Port Adelaide's Mitch Georgiades and Zach Butters have also earned selection. Demon skipper Max Gawn is in line to receive his 8th blazer, while Collingwood's Nick Dacos is among 4 players who could make the final team for the 3rd year in a row. Crows veteran Tex Walker will lace up the boots for his 300th game next Thursday night when they take on Collingwood at the Adelaide Oval.
Lots of highs, lots of lows, lots of challenges that you go through with your teammates, the footy staff upstairs, ones that you have to go through yourself. So, yeah, it's been an amazing journey and, here we are, nearly about to play 300 games. It's pretty crazy.
And Nanako Sasaki is leaving Adelaide United. Since joining the Reds in 2021, she's made 67 appearances and scored 4 goals. She was also named the 2023-24 Diane Alagich medalist as Adelaide United's best and fairest player. Now checking 5AA traffic.
Afternoon in the city. Roads closed in and around Victoria Square due to the World Solar Challenge. Tranmere, Burst Watermain, Cleanburn Road near Marion Road. Seaton, Burst Watermain, Frederick Road near Russ Avenue and Leewood Garden to break down the Savo. She's on the freeway outbound to the tunnels. Cameras, Baldock Road, Ingle Farm and Blacks Road at Gillis Plains today. Low prices on winning gifts for Dad at Dan Murphy's. Get Wins Black Label 2023 Cabernet Sauvignon, $25 for members. Ends Wednesday. Choose a drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
To the weather, showers and 18 today, showers tomorrow down to 14, showers on Thursday 15 and windy with showers on Friday 13. At the moment 18. Now let's hear what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Kate Collins. Tonight, 2 police officers killed in a shooting on a property in remote Victoria. Tributes flow for a woman fatally struck at a bus stop in Elizabethvale. The PM accuses Iran of masterminding anti-Semitic attacks in Melbourne and Sydney. And Tex Walker reveals the secret to his longevity. His 300th match just days away. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
The news and issues that matter to South Australia. Always Adelaide. This is 5AA. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
Thank you for tuning into the show on this Tuesday afternoon. It is 7 minutes after 3. You're listening to us at 5AA.com.au on your AM radios. Or, of course, you might be listening to us on the 5AA app. You can now see us thanks to Complete Care with a K. We are now on Facebook and YouTube. It is our live stream, which we do every day between 3 and 4. And you're in for an absolute treat this afternoon because I don't know if you know this, but today, the 26th day of August, is International Dog Day. Any day you should celebrate your dogs, but we'll do so even more today. It is a great chance to shine a light on the special bond between humans and their canine companions. And I'm delighted to have in the studio Annie Leo, who is the founder and director of Pause for Change, who just happens to be a 5AA former colleague of mine, and also a very special guest in Fudge. Annie, lovely to see you first and foremost. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us, Leith, and happy International Dog Day.
How long, before we talk about dogs, how long ago did you work here?
I don't want to give away my age. I must have been a real baby when I worked here, but it was about 15 or 20 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're only 6. You were you were one of those sort of genius children. That
child labour, that's right.
That's right. A sweatshop, the 5AA sweatshop. Well, it's lovely to see you again, first and foremost.
Thank you.
It's amazing work that you're doing with your charity, and we'll talk about that. We celebrate dogs on this International Dog Day. Can we talk about the star of the show, little Fudge, who people can see here on our live stream too?
Yes, I'm glad they can see him so they know it's not just me heavy breathing into the mic, it's actually Fudge. So Fudge is one of my dogs and he's also one of my models.
Yes.
Because we sell dog products and dog coats and bandanas and things. So Fudge is quite often the face of Pause for Change on our online store. So, yeah, he's very thrilled to be here as well.
You know, you worked in radio state. You know what techs are like. They're nervous when dogs come into studios. But I can assure Gary and the entire team that no cables are being bitten.
No, he's very well behaved.
Yeah, no, I love that. Well, yeah, it's great to have him. Nice to see him here on the live stream too. They're so much fun, dogs.
They are.
I said I had to write a thing for 50 Plus magazine. People that don't like dogs, I sort of put in that category of people that don't like sport. I don't understand it, like each to their own, but I don't understand how, and cats are in there too, but the companionship of a dog is so special, isn't it?
Oh, there's something about it. I think, just to get home at the end of the day and you've got this, this creature that just is so excited. Doesn't matter what kind of day you've had. They're so excited to see you, the loyalty. It just brightens your day as soon as you walk in the door. And I was looking at some stats before I came in here and I think it's about 70% of households have dogs in Australia. So we're mad dog lovers in Australia. And about just over 60% of those households let their dogs share the bedroom and most often the bed as well.
Oh, is Fudge in your bed?
He is.
Really?
Yeah, he is.
See, we had 2 German Shepherds. We've got 2 Golden Retrievers now. They're too big. They have their own bed, but they're in the bedroom with us.
Yeah, I guess
it's a party.
It is a party. But I guess, Fudge is quite small, so he doesn't take up a lot of space.
48% of Australian households have at least one dog, totalling 6.3 million pet dogs nationwide. Can I say, now that I've got 2, I would never have said this before, 2 seem like a disaster. Can I tell you, having 2 dogs is the greatest thing of all time. I think I will never not have 2 at the same time because they're not just great companions for you, but for each other.
For each other, absolutely, yeah. I think they just have they're a pack mentality, when you think about it. You wouldn't know it looking at, some of the little fluff balls today, but they descended from wolves, and wild dogs, which, they're just pack animals. So they're happiest when they have company.
Aussies invest significantly in their canines, $3,218 annually per dog per year. The industry is $13 billion worth.
I know, it's crazy. I think, people these days, they've become pet parents. So dogs have become, a legitimate member of the family.
Yeah.
So they get their gourmet food, they get their, soft beds if they're not in, your own bed. People throw birthday parties for them. They've got their own Instagram accounts. So it really is, a huge business. But, they're such companion animals, and I think they just bring so much joy to people and help people manage, anxieties of day-to-day life as well.
We say goodbye to them when we leave.
Yes.
We leave the radio on so they have companionship when we're not at home.
Yes.
We leave the AC on in summertime so they're nice and cool.
Guilty of all of that,
yeah,
yes.
all of those as well. 73% of dog owners turn to their dogs for emotional support more than their human partners.
I can believe that.
Yeah, I do too.
I can absolutely believe that. I mean, you can tell the dog anything he's going to keep your secrets. You can tell him, all your deep
and the dogs
fears.
are always happy to see you. That's the thing too. No matter how bad your day's gone, you walk through the door, there is a tongue hanging, there is just eyes and excitement to see you home. That does help your mental health massively.
You can't say your partner does the same.
No, not always. I'm very lucky, but no, not always. That's right. It's funny you say 33% of people have Instagram accounts for their dogs.
Yeah.
We've got a number of people here at work that have got Instagram accounts. Like Ryan upstairs got a golden called Jovi, the golden retriever, and people can follow them. And
excellent.
We had Mavis in the other day, the singing dog.
Yes, I know Mavis.
It's become
Mavis
a whole thing, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's like I said, the rise of the pet parents and the pet momagers, I guess you'd call them, managing the Instagram accounts. It's big business, but I guess it's a lot of fun as well. It brings a lot of joy to people.
Joy, companionship, but also physical health, stress reducing, and combats loneliness.
Yes.
The biggest epidemic in this country is people on their own.
Yeah.
So it absolutely makes sense to do all of that and more, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I couldn't imagine life without them.
No,
I've always been such a big dog lover, which is why I've, got into what I do with my charity. So, I just couldn't imagine not having a dog.
No, I said the same. Like, we had a German Shepherd as kids, and I always said, like, when I meet the girl of my dreams, I'm getting a house, and the first thing I'm doing is getting a dog, which we did. We got a German Shepherd too. What was that? Was there an indicator for you, apart from being a dog lover, to decide, right, I'm going to do something about this? I want to do pause for change. What was the inspiration for you?
Well, I think, I was always a dog lover. Yes, absolutely. I was always donating to a lot of, to other dog charities. Most of the time that was overseas, because I think, once I started travelling and I saw the plight of dogs overseas, we've got, some really good animal welfare laws here, and some really great organisations here as well. But overseas, there just wasn't that same sort of animal welfare. And I travelled to Bali a lot with, the kids, and, as a family when they were younger. And I just really wanted to do something, for the dogs over there. And I think Lily Tomlin, the actress and animal activist, she has a great quote that I have on my website, and it says, I thought somebody should do something about that, and then I realised I am somebody. So I thought, I am somebody. Why can't I start a charity and do something? So, if everybody sort of thinks they can do something small, it all adds up.
Can I tell you, it's heartbreaking when you see that. I haven't been to Bali, but we went to Europe on our honeymoon, and 2 places in particular stood out to us was Greece. We're in Athens, and then we also saw Pompeii, and there are street dogs everywhere. And if you're a dog lover, it is heartbreaking because you're walking around, and I was telling you off air, we fed dogs in Pompeii, and then we had 10 of them walking around with us just hoping for more food because they were scavengers. You just wonder how it gets to that point. Yeah,
well, as I say, it's a lack of animal welfare laws. It's particularly in Bali, I know it's a different mentality of pet ownership.
Yep.
And there's a I guess, the cost of owning pets as well.
True.
And, seeking vet care or sterilisations and things like that. So, we do what we can. Where we can, as I said, if everybody did something, it all adds up. But in Bali particularly, we've established some safe houses and shelters over there, and we support the sterilisation and vaccination programs. We work with vets over there to, provide vet care for local dogs, street dogs. And we've just this year opened our first puppy safe house. So a lot of the puppies, unwanted puppies are dumped, especially if they're female, because they won't, get them sterilised, or they can't get them sterilised. And so obviously they're going to go on and breed and become a problem. Yes. So we've got a safe house there that is puppy specific now. And, that's really helped, with them trying to get some of those dogs sterilised and off the street. So
for 6 years now, Pause for Change, you've been doing animal welfare and dog rescue. You showcase dogs, don't you, and sort of do projects and share all of that. What can 5AA people do to help you? What do they need to know? What can they find out more?
Well, on our website, they can find out lots of things that they can do. So today being International Dog Day, we're asking everybody to not only celebrate their own dogs, but think of those dogs that are still waiting to find their forever home. And we do have our rescue pups up on the website there that they can sponsor. So they become a furry godparent, and they sponsor them monthly. They get updates on them. They get a little framed photo on their chosen dog, and they get updates on how they're doing. So that's just over $1 a day. They can sponsor a rescue dog. They can donate as well. There's a donation button there, or they can shop some of our
merch.
Products. Yeah.
You got merch?
We have merch.
Beautiful.
So we've got things for the dogs. We've got bandanas and bow ties, etc., which are all made by Mobo in Stitches. It's a disability employment program locally here.
Well done.
So we support disability employment with all of that as well. And we've got products for the people. So we've got tote bags, T-shirts, caps.
Excellent.
Lots.
So it's a win-win. You get something good and the dogs get something out of it too.
That's right.
Which is excellent.
One thing that I did maintain when I started my charity is I wanted 100% of our proceeds to go directly to the rescue. And that's what we do. So that if you donate to our rescue, 100% of that, or sponsor a pup, 100% of that is going.
Go straight back to the dogs.
To the dogs.
Well done. Pauseforchange.org.au is the website. Pause for Change is in PAWS, which is very clever. Look at you, Fudge. How gorgeous. Yeah, that's awesome. Just sitting there nice and polite and happy. And it's so great to see on our live stream. Annie Leo is my guest, founder and director of Pause for Change, which is the dog charity and animal welfare charity. So it is International Dog Day. We thought not only do we get to see Fudge on the screen, which is fun, but if you want to have a look at, so here's now, we'll roll through these. So there's me with my two dogs on our Facebook and YouTube. So the one on my direct lap is Koa, who is our 3-year-old. He's the one that's got cancer, sadly. So we're hoping he's going to last it out. And then Big Boy on my knees there, he's just had a knee operation. There's Michael Keelan with his two dogs, Bessie and Minka, I think it is. There's Kendall Brettig with her dog Lenny. Look at all these beautiful dogs and how happy people are. There's Chris Jarmer with his dog.
Oh, little Cavy.
Yep.
I used to have Cavies, gorgeous dogs.
And there's Dr. Derek and his dog. I mean, you can't be a vet without a dog, can you? Let's be honest. There's Jono who works here and his beautiful dog, which I'm not sure if it's that size anymore. I think those dogs get massive. And there's Cornsies. Cornsie's got a couple of dogs, what's the name of his dog again?
No, one of them's Ollie. Because I've got an Ollie as well.
It's, hang on, let me see if I've seen it. It's one of the funniest names for a dog that I've ever heard. Because it's, most people go with Spot or they go with...
Is it funnier than Fudge?
Colin.
Oh, Colin.
Yeah, it's Colin. It's it's such a dog, what are we going to call it? The Colin's the big white one. So there you go. So there's some of the 5AA, and we put those up on our social media accounts too, so you can just see how much joy the dogs bring us. Well, it's a great day to celebrate, isn't it?
It is.
What will you and Fudge do for the rest of the day? Have you done anything special? Is that one of your bandanas on him? Is he modelling one of your bandanas now?
He's modelling today, aren't you, Fudge? He's already been very spoilt today. Extra treats and all of that. So we might go for an extra long walk when we get home.
Yeah.
And enjoy the weather before it turns, I think.
And that's so beneficial too, isn't it? I've noticed that even in my neighbourhood, that you get connection not just with your pets, but you get connection with the neighbourhood because all the dog walkers all tend to, you're sometimes talking to strangers and then you get to know them and you get to know their dogs too.
Well, I get to know the dogs first. It's funny. I know people by the dogs. I check out the dog first and then I check out the person. So.
Yeah. Are you Flynn's mum or are you Flynn's dad? Or that kind
Most
of
the time I know the dog's name, not the human.
Well done. Well, it's amazing work you're doing. So first and foremost, congratulations on that. Pauseforchange.org.au, folks, is the website. If you would like to go along and you can donate, you can sponsor a dog, you can buy the merch and continue the great work that Annie's been doing for 6 years or so. And, of course, give your dog an extra pat, cuddle, kiss, whatever it might be, because today, the 26th of August, is International Dog Day, and we should celebrate dogs because they are absolutely magnificent, as are you, Fudge. Look at you little showbiz superstar. Keep licking that microphone. Roey's going to put his face on that very shortly, Fudge, so we appreciate it. Lovely to see you, Annie. Thanks for coming back and visiting. Annie Leo, pauseforchange.org.au.
Get ready to goggle.
Come and get it.
Your favourite sofa squad is back.
About time.
But in the new season, no show is safe.
They're deluded and blind.
Oh, relax.
New Gogglebox starts 7:30 Thursday on 10.
Discover the joy of family connection in the 7-seat hybrid Mazda CX-80. Now yours from a great drive-away price of $59,990 for the CX-80 G40E Pure. Enjoy 3 spacious rows, hybrid efficiency, and the reassurance of driving ANCAP's safest large SUV of 2024. Visit your local dealer to test drive the Mazda CX-80 today. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. See Mazda.com.au for details.
Harris Scarf Spring Sale is on now. Save 40 to 60% off quilt cover sets and sheets, plus save 50% off quilts, toppers and memory foam pillows. Hurry, sale ends soon. Exclusions apply. Harris Scarf, great brands, great prices.
Complete Windscreens, home of the Big Red Koala. We're a 50-year-old family-owned business that is now an RAA-approved repairer. So for chip repairs, supply and fit windscreens, tinting and ADAS calibration, make sure you tell your insurer or fleet manager you want Complete Windscreens on the job. For emergency glass repairs, contact Complete Windscreens for the best price, quality and same-day service. CompleteWindscreens.com.au, 220 Main North Road, Prospect, home of the Big Red Koala.
The passing of someone close places unique stress on family and friends. At this time, Farrell & O'Neill Funerals are here to provide reassurance and peace of mind. Farrell & O'Neill offer creative guidance and advice to tailor a service that best honours your loved one. Whether a large gathering or a small, intimate service, Farrell & O'Neill share their generations of experience in tailoring a unique and meaningful farewell. Proudly SA family-owned and operated. Because it's personal.
And here is your room. Have a nice day.
This can't be the place. Is that the bed? Oh, gross!
Nothing like a bug symphony to set the mood. Luckily for you, I can't play any instruments. Next time, chat with an RAA travel agent so you don't have to hang with Chirps a lot over here.
Book an appointment with RAA travel agents and elevate your holiday. RAA, it's better to be a member.
Who can fix the shower?
Service today.
Who can fix the power?
Service today.
Yes, we can, is what we say. Service today.
Every time you see our bright yellow trucks in your area, we're helping out your neighbours. We can help you too. So for the best plumbing, electrical, heating and cooling work, call Service Today 24/7.
Can you fix the shower? Yes, we can. Can you fix the power? Yes, we can. Yes, we can, is what we say. Service today.
Call 1300 Service.
5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
25 minutes after 3, my thanks to Annie and Fudge for dropping by. If you've got dogs, hope you enjoy your International Dog Day today. Robert has texted in saying the dog, or your dog, is your best friend for about 15 years. And you are your best friend, or you are their best friend for life. That's exactly right, Rob. So I know a sort of similar line to that, slightly different, but you have so many things in your life, you know, work and play and family and friends and all of that stuff. Your dog's life is you. So hence why they're so excited to see you every time they walk through the door. Simon says, I do love my dogs, my cats and my chickens, but can we have an international fix my window day? As my 40-kilo shepherd put his big backside through the bedroom window and now I'm sanding, beating to replace the glass. I do love him, but he is a clumsy swear word inserted. Thank you, Simon. Yeah, good luck with that. The beauty of big dogs, they are sort of those ones that you can put your arms around. Like I love a dog that's like a small horse, but yeah, they can do some damage. That is for sure. Barry's in Gawler. G'day, Barry.
G'day, Lee. How are you?
Good, thank you.
All right.
Very good, thanks.
Yeah, I'm just quite surprised to hear that they were considering
removing those trees, those palm trees at Seppeltsfield.
At Seppeltsfield, yeah. Well, 56 of them, yeah.
Yeah, and recently, well, about 12 months ago, at my Rotary Club of Gawler, we had the head chef come along to our club and tell us the story about Seppeltsfield and how those trees came about. And it was during the Great Depression that Seppeltsfield could not afford to pay his staff, but he kept them working, and in return, he fed the families and workers and provided housing for them.
Yes.
And because he knew at some stage this Great Depression would come to an end. And as a result, they planted these palm trees, and they called it the Avenue of Hope in respect to what Seppeltsfield did for his workers during the Great Depression.
Barry, it's an amazing story, isn't it? Yep, the avenue of hope and dreams to the spirit and the resilience. So you're right. During the Depression, he gave them work, he gave them food, they planted the trees, they got through, and now it's this magnificent avenue of trees. Historic, cultural, so significant, you know, and you think of the economic impact now that those trees have provided some 95 odd years on. So for those who didn't hear it at the very start of the show, tonight there's a meeting of the Leith Regional Council. They've got issues with the power lines, and there are 56 palm trees that they've got 4 recommendations. One is no action, just keep trimming the trees. The drama with that is that it will kill the trees. You can remove all 56 of them, which is the absolute worst idea. Underground power lines partially, which is about $1 million, or underground the lot, which is about $4 million. So they've got a big decision tonight, the Leith Regional Council. I'm hoping with everything that they do not pick option number 2. You imagine if they got rid of 56 trees, it would be an absolute disaster. Thank you, Barry. Lovely story. Appreciate the call. Dave from South Brighton before we get to headlines. Hello, Dave.
Yeah, afternoon, Leith. Mate, I'll be the first one standing in front of those trees if that happens. I ride through there regularly on my motorbike. It's always a pleasure to ride through there. Can you imagine the video and Phil Liggett's commentary on the Tour Down Under? And here the peloton rides past the field of stumps or, something like that.
Yep.
It would just be horrendous. So tonight's meeting should be the quickest meeting on record.
I agree. I was speaking to some people though, Dave. They think it might get really feisty. I'm not sure whether they're thinking it's the cheaper option. You know, if we chop the trees down, it's only going to cost $130,000 in terms of the tree fella. But think of everything else that goes with that versus $4 million to put, the lines under the ground. But still, you would think the benefits of those trees far outweigh that $4 million. You can recoup that in time.
100%. You can't put them back.
Yep.
So it's got to be the quickest meeting ever. And if it goes the wrong way, I'll be first. I'll be one of the ones actually marching. Because,
excellent.
Yeah, I don't believe.
Dave, Michael Keelan and I will chain ourselves to a tree next to you. We'll have a chat while we're all hanging there.
Well, Michael said he was going to have a cup of tea and a lay down.
Yep.
I'll stand up and have a charade.
Thank you for that. Dave from South Brighton. Caesar says $4 million is nothing. Look at the $50 million they spent at Lindock for Gather Round. Yeah, I would be staggered if they take the option of getting rid of the trees. I think it'll be common sense, but again, you just never know. 3:30 headlines with Kendall next. Hope you can join us. Country music star Lee Kernaghan on the other side.
SEW Eurodrive offers innovative solutions with products and services provided from a single local source. SEW Eurodrive, driving Australian industry since 1982.
Embark on an extraordinary 8-day voyage through the ancient Greek Isles and Turkey aboard the brand new luxurious Explorer 2 from just $7,375 per person. Indulge in 9 exceptional culinary experiences, unlimited premium beverages, unlimited Wi-Fi and more. Enjoy €300 onboard credit per stateroom, plus savings of up to $770. Departing on the 28th of September 2026. Visit pht.com.au.
This is 5AA News, always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, I'm Kendall Brettig. A gunman has fled with his wife and children hostage after shooting 2 police officers dead and wounding another near Bright in Victoria. Australia is expelling the Iranian ambassador and other diplomats after revelations the country orchestrated a number of attacks on Jewish sites here in Australia. Australia Post will stop sending some parcels to the US in response to Donald Trump's tariffs. And 5 Crows players and 2 from Port have made the All-Australian squad, which will be trimmed back on Thursday night at the AFL Awards. Showers and 18. At the moment, 18. More news at 4 o'clock on 5AA, always Adelaide.
50 scorching summers. 50 freezing winters. And only one Morford Air helped us through it all. Adelaide's own homegrown family air conditioning company, Morford Air, has kept South Australians cool and warm for over 50 years. That's half a century of comfort. So when it's too hot or cold to bear, reach for the Morford Air. morfordair.com.au.
Morford Air.
They say that confidence comes from within, but sometimes it comes from a well-fitted suit. It changes the way you walk, the way you feel. Put a good suit on and you can pull anything off. It opens doors and closes deals. And with only a short introduction, you leave a lasting impression. Peter Shearer's Look the Deal for Less sale is now on, with up to 30% off suits, sport coats, and a wide range of menswear. Visit your nearest Peter Shearer and be fitted with confidence.
Hey, it's Lauren here from Adelaide. And if you're like me and you love a good bargain from your local chemist, check out Star Discount Chemist. They're all about great value and helping your family stay healthy. Go in store or online for click and collect and delivery. Star Discount Chemist. How can we help?
Hello. Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save is on now. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750. Or spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450. Or $1,000 and will only charge you $750. Don't miss the National Tiles famous annual winter spend and save on now. So rush into a National Tile store near you or go online at nationaltiles.com.au now and save. Conditions apply.
Hands up, who wants more customers? FIVEAA is helping local businesses grow their brand and reach more people. Join us at Jarmer's Kitchen in Bowden on the 2nd or 3rd of September for a free session with audio marketing experts. Learn how audio campaigns can drive real results for your business. Spots are limited. Don't miss this opportunity to amplify your brand with audio. RSVP now and choose a time that suits you at audiorsvp.com.au.
Always local. 5AA. Always Adelaide. 5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
Well, the iconic Boys from the Bush concert tour is making its way to Adelaide. Friday, the 14th of November at the beautiful Her Majesty's Theatre. So delighted to have my next guest at any time on the show. He is a legend. The great Lee Kernaghan joins me. Lovely to have you coming back. Lee to SA.
Yeah. G'day, Leith. Great to be with you, mate.
What a year you have had. This tour, Lee, is ridiculous. I've never seen, when you see the posters of artists and they put sold out, I've never seen sold out signs as your poster.
Mate, it just blows me away, to be able to get out there and play these songs in front of a, bona fide country crowd, great people who come from all over the country to these shows, and it's a real celebration, and I just love being a part of it.
You know what I love about you, apart from your choice of football team, is how much you give to the fans. Like, you're not just doing Adelaide, but you're doing the Mount, you're going to Tanunda, to Renmark, to Pirrie, to Whyalla, to Lincoln. Now, that's a tour, Lee.
Yep. Well, it's taking it back to the bush and taking it back to where it all began and taking it back to the parts of the country that inspired the songs that you hear on the records. So I remember most of the Electric Rodeo album was written in outback South Australia, particularly out around Inaminka and Cooper Creek. We were camped out there with our swags and the utes and, had the camp oven and, gee, it was good.
Can I tell you, as a kid from the country, it's so exciting when people like yourself come to visit. Because of that distance, quite often we don't get to see artists of your calibre.
Yeah, well, this is what I love to do, and in previous years, I have played those big regional centres, and but I specifically wanted to take it back to the bush because this is the music belongs to country Australia, and so looking forward to taking it back home.
Well done. The only spot you missed is Beachport. Bompers there. Like, I've got 3 backup singers ready for you to go. Christy and Catherine Miller, Leah Hamilton. We're ready to go, Lee. You say the word, we are good to go.
We might, Leith, I think we're going to have to do a diversion and get into Beachport, mate. I'll bring the band, you bring the fireball.
Oh, done. Oh, you know what? We'll arrange that when I'm the mayor of the town. We'll look after that. Hey, you've been such a constant. You've been smashing it for so many years. I do love, though, as a country music fan myself with young kids now, I love to see the resurgence of country music here in Australia, domestically and also the international acts coming over.
Wow. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? You know, see, country music these days is just fully mainstream. It's people just getting into it, and they probably don't even know what it is. You know, they listen to Morgan Wallen, it's just, you know, or Luke Combs or Keith Urban. It's just good music.
Don't you think, though, for a while there, it was almost, I think, like the Slim Dusty days, and my dad grew up, you know, I was listening to his music, and it was Marty Robbins and it was Charlie Pride. You know, it was sort of an older demographic. But now I'm sure you see it. When you look into the crowd, you're seeing that older demo. You're seeing people of my generation, but then you're seeing the kids too, which is great.
Yeah, the older demographic never really went away. But I remember what it was like in the 1980s when I was touring with my dad, and it was definitely country music was the place where an older crowd would go along and see a show. But then in the 90s, with the birth of the Outback Club and She's My Ute and Boys from the Bush and all those songs, it just sort of lit a bit of a wick with young kids in rural and regional Australia. And that's, for me, that was the beginning of, you know, everything I do. And now these days, it's just become very much like back then, when I was finishing up school, I was the only kid at Murray High School where I went that liked country music. Like, I was an outcast. But now at our shows, it's all kids, and, you know, and their mums and dads and even grandparents get along as well.
I remember my first full-time radio gig was in Murray Bridge, and we used to play the Outback Club. I might have spoken to you about this with Colin Buchanan. It was the most popular, and we had Lawsy, like he used to pipe Lawsy in from Sydney, but it was like the most popular show, and it used to get sent to us on a CD, and we used to like log it into the system, and then every weekend, and it was just great. People like yourself and Troy and Casey and, you know, Melinda and everyone that was on there, Tanya, like everyone would roll through. It was like this, was such a great fertile ground, I think, for Australian country music shows like that.
Yeah, that turned out to be the biggest syndicated country music radio program in Australia. Wow. And I think at its peak, there was something like about 120 stations. It was crazy. It was huge. So, yeah, we used to do that every week. And it was a great launching pad for a lot of artists as well. And working with Colin Buchanan, of course, he's just one of my best mates, Leith. All through the years, you know, I remember that Galahs and the Gidgee, that first album that he brought out, it would have been about 1991. I was blown away, and he's become an integral part of my songwriting team, from, you know, She's My Ute to Spirit of the Anzacs and, you know, Hat Town, all those songs. He's played a really important role.
Such a great relationship. I was looking at the Spotify data too, which is interesting. 92% of Spotify country music streams in Australia are metro. Like, that's, you know, so it's not just the regional areas. Now, you understand there's more people in the metro areas, but it's not like it's just this is a regional genre of music. Like, everyone across the board loves it.
Yeah, it is. It's like I was up at Keith Urban's show in Brisbane recently, and yeah, it's just people come from all walks of life, and it's as big in Brisbane or Sydney or Adelaide or Melbourne. Like, we've had 2 sold-out shows in Melbourne, you know, right in the heart of town. I've never seen so many utes parked outside Crown Casino. So it's good time for country, for sure.
Yeah, it's like there's a B&S ball at the riverbank or something. It's excellent, isn't it? Hey, do you get the sense that you're like this godfather to the younger generation of Australian country music? Kind of like Slim might have been for you, you know, like you've been so great for so long, like 30 plus years in the industry. I wonder, some of those younger kids coming up at Tamworth, it's like you're the aspiration now, whereas when you started, you would have had people you looked up to.
Yeah, I suppose that you kind of fall into that role, not out of wanting to, but it just sort of happens as the years go by. But I remember Slim took me under his wing and he recorded "Leave 'Em in the Long Yard," one of his classic hits. We won a gold guitar together with that, and that was at a time that I was just starting. So the significance of his support has never been lost on me, and so I've tried to reciprocate that down through the years and had different people like, the McClymonts, Adam Brand, Adam Harvey, the Wolf Brothers did 10 years on the road. And if I can help them along the road just a little bit, then I feel like I'm probably returning the favor to Slim, so to speak.
This is what I love about the country music industry. You're all friends. There's so many egos in other genres of music, whereas it's like everyone seems to give each other a helping hand. Casey and Becky played together as kids and then stay. I guess in a weird way, you're competitive somewhat for golden guitars and album sales, all the rest of it. But I do love the fact that everyone looks after each other. Like, it's very communal.
Yeah, that's very true, mate. It's like a big extended family and a lot of mutual respect. And I think in country music, the difference between country and maybe other genres is that we've pretty well had to come up through the ranks, whether it was the talent quests, busking, maybe doing those shows, hauling that gear in upstairs and downstairs and setting up PAs and light shows. We've had to do that to get to where we are today. And I think the harder you work for something, the more you appreciate it when you finally get there. And you definitely do appreciate the people around you and the people who come out to see you play.
Yeah.
Without them, you're nothing. And I think that's something that everybody in country music knows and understands.
The great Lee Kernaghan is my guest. The Boys from the Bush, the concert coming to Adelaide Friday, November 14 at Her Madge. Your career, Lee, is bananas. 40 plus number ones, more chart hits in Australia than any other country music artist in the world. You've probably been asked a million times, do you write songs, do they all come to you really fast? Are you someone that's like painstakingly working on songs over months and years, and then, because you are prolific, you've put out a lot of music, but I'm always interested in the songwriting process.
Some come quick and some take years to write, like Hattown. I tried to write Hattown several years before it actually became Hattown, and Flying with the King, that was going to be on an earlier album, but it was just never quite right. And then the magic happened. Just over my shoulder, there's a piano. And that's where I wrote Flying with the King. And Spirit of the Anzacs, we had to work really, really hard on that one, Leith, because it had to live up to the spirit of the Anzacs. There's nothing higher, So, it's a mixed bag. Some come easy, some come slow, but ultimately you don't want to get it out there into the public until you feel that it deserves to be there.
Yep. I love that idea. 38 golden guitars, ARIAs, Australian of the Year, Order of Australia, Roll of Renown, Hall of Fame. You have done it all. We will never sound like you because you're so blessed with your gift. We can kind of look like you, though, because Akubra have got the Outback Club hat. Lee, how would I look with a hat like yours, do you think, in your concert? I've got a big head, though.
Mate. Fantastic. Well, what would you be, about a size 59?
Yeah, it'd be a big hat. I've got a big.
Yeah. I'm a 58, right? So you might be a 60. But what would you go for? Like, I'm wearing the black Outback Club right now. But
yeah, I think the black would suit me too. I try to go dark colours, slimming, they tell me. So maybe make my head look slightly smaller. The black, I like it.
Black would be good. Yeah, you look pretty sleek in a black one.
How cool is that? Like Lee Kernaghan's hat, Slim Dusty's hat. Again, there's sort of this synergy about it too.
Yeah, well, Akubra truly are an Australian icon and such an honour. They've been making the Outback Club hat for me since 1995. It went temporarily out of production when the sale of Akubra happened, but fortunately, it's been retained in Australian hands, and they brought out the all-new Outback Club, which is actually a better hat than the previous one. The higher quality grade, yeah.
And people love it. I love the fact that people embrace that too, and you see that at your shows. You're here on the 14th of November. It's a Friday night at Her Majesty. You would have played many venues. Have you played Her Madge since it's been renovated?
I think so. It's a beautiful theatre.
Yeah,
I love
awesome.
playing it right in the heart of town. So,
yep.
Yeah, it'll be a wonderful show there.
Well, we're looking forward to having you come back and see us. Thank you again for doing that. And thanks again, like on behalf of everyone, as a country kid who now lives in the city, for Mount Gambier and Tanunda and Renmark and Pirrie and Whyalla and Port Lincoln. If you get on Lee Kernaghan's socials, if you get on the website too, you can find out all of the information there. But for those of us here in the city, November 14 at Her Madge. It's always great to catch up with you, Lee. You are a legend and you're the best, and I wish you well. I wish your footy team well too. Tough year for the Blues, but hopefully next year.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Really appreciate it, Leith. All the best, mate.
All the best. The great Lee Kernaghan is my guest, November 14 at Her Majesty's. Or if you want to go to all of them, why not do the tour with Lee? Mount Gambier the day before, Tanunda, Renmark, Pirrie, Whyalla and Port Lincoln. It's the Boys from the Bush, the concert tour.
We've been shearing sheep. We've been mustering stock. We've been culling out roots. We've been spraying the crops. We've been droving cattle up an old stock route. Now it's Saturday night. We pile in the ute. We're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. Well, the dog's in the back and the foot goes down. We're live members of the Outback Club. We're the boys from the bush, come in from the scrub. We've been out in the heat. We've been loading the trucks. Been fixing fences. We've been choking on dust. We curse the rain. We curse the drought. Now it's Saturday night. We're all in the shout. We're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. We get high when the sun goes down. We're live members of the Outback Club. We're the boys from the bush coming from the scrub. The bush and we're back in town. Well, we raise hell when the sun goes down. We're live members of the Outback Club. We're the boys from the bush, come in from the scrub. Yeah, we're the boys from the bush and we're back in town. We get high when the sun goes down. We're live members of the Outback Club. We're the boys from the bush, come in from the scrub. We're the boys from the bush, come in from the scrub.
The great Lee Kernaghan. What a star. What a star he is on stage, and possibly the nicest guy in music too. He is here in Adelaide. The date you need to know is Friday the 14th of November at Her Majesty's Theatre. Anyone from the southeast, he's there the day before on the 13th. He's in Tanunda Saturday the 15th. Last tickets there. He's in Renmark on Thursday the 20th of November. Last tickets there. 21st of November to Port Pirrie. Last tickets there. Whyalla on 22nd of November. And also Port Lincoln on the 23rd. So right around South Australia, which is excellent. And what I didn't mention during the chat with Lee that I really do want to mention, and if you're watching this on the Complete Care live stream, this is also something for you to check out if you love country music and you love Lee in particular. He created this app where you can do basically a live meet and greet with himself and a number of other great stars. It is called Star Kicks, StarKix, a Star Kicks, and you can basically have one-on-one video chats with your favourite performers. It was actually created and developed by his wife, Robbie. You can interact with your favourite fans and your favourite sort of stars that you like and celebrities, and the proceeds go towards the Royal Children's Hospital. So I told you he's a good guy. He's giving back to the hospital as well. So Star Kicks, StarKix. Just put in Star Kicks and Lee Kernaghan, and really cheap too, really affordable. You can say hello to your favourite stars there and help out the hospital on the way. The great Lee Kernaghan, my guest.
Back for another year, we'll be hitting the fairways for 5AA's All-Star Golf Day, and we want you to join us.
Join me, your favourite 5AA presenters and some sporting superstars for a great day out on Friday the 17th of October at the stunning Glenelg Golf Club.
Bookings include golf for four, on-course food and beverage package, 2-course lunch, an amazing guest speaker and much, much more. So book your group now at 5AA.com.au.
It's all thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, official sponsor of 5AA's All-Star Golf Day.
Last month, we serviced around 11,000 vehicles, more than 2,000 Nissans, Patrols, Navaras, X-Trails, 1,500 Mazdas, 3 6s, BT50s, over 1,200 Suzukis. That's right, over 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters or book online. All centres offer repair now, pay later options. So switch and save with Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
Launch into study at Adelaide University and be part of a supportive learning community. Learn from world-class academics and graduate with the skills and experience to step confidently into your career. Search Adelaide University now.
When we say police home care, a lot of people think...
Man, you have the right to remain independent. Anything you say can and will be used to make your life more comfortable.
When in fact, Police Home Care is an approved My Aged Care and registered NDIS provider, available to all South Australians. For quality aged care or disability care in your own home, search Police Home Care, taking care to everyone.
Tired of rising power bills? What if you could eliminate power bills forever? With NRG Solar, the new cheaper home batteries program gives eligible homes and businesses up to 30% off the cost of a new home battery, saving you thousands. NRG Solar has the know-how to help you claim the rebate and design a system that delivers real long-term value. Own your energy, own your future. Call 1300 858 160, that's 1300 858 160, or visit nrgsolar.com.au now.
Our place is your place at the Albion Hotel. Your place to raise a glass to a big sporting win, a milestone birthday, or just making it through the week. Cheers. Your place to bring the entire family, including the kids and grandkids, for an amazing meal together. Your place to sit back and just soak it all in. The Albion Hotel. Your local, your people, your place.
Trade Painters of Adelaide, welcome to the Paint Party. The new Hames Paint Shop has just opened off Main North Road, Parafield. Official opening is on Thursday the 28th of August from 2 till 6 p.m. Check out our taco and pizza truck. We'll have suppliers doing demos with Tim Hames. And Glenn Cooper, former chairman of Cooper's Brewery, will paint it red and green. Hames Paint now has 9 convenient local locations across Adelaide. Hames Paint Shop, new store at 11 Lawrence Hargrave Way, Parafield. We've got you covered.
Last month, around 11,000 people trusted us with their pride and joy. Automasters, logbook servicing, repairs, brakes, aircon and more. Isn't it time for you to switch and save? Call 1300 Automasters. Great service guaranteed.
5AA Afternoons with Leith, Forrest.
We are not far away from the sports show. Tim Geneva, Stephen Rowe coming up very shortly. Matthew Nix, Crow's coach. He's on the show tonight after 5 p.m, so be listening for that. A couple of text messages, emails and SMS before we go. Our live stream, thanks again to Complete Care. That's complete with a K. Of course, you can always see us as well as hear us on The Big Show. Simon says, I love my dogs and my cats and my chickens. This one from Deb says, don't trust anyone who doesn't like dogs or who isn't liked by a dog. That's an interesting point, Deb. I think sometimes dogs can tell, can't they? They know. You do get a sense of people. Alex, who I worked with in Woolies in Aberfoyle Park back in the 90s. Good to hear from you, Alex. He said, sorry to hear about your dog. Lost 2 of mine recently. One of them was to cancer. Yeah, sorry to hear. That is, as Annie was saying, the joys that dogs give you is so immense. That's why when you lose them, the pain is so immense because that everything that you love about them, that disappears. I always find it's the silence is the hardest thing to deal with There's no pitter-patter on the floor. There's no one sort of hovering for that little scrap of table food. So let's not think about that before we go. We have some great prizes to give away. As you know, all week we've been giving away Royal Show tickets. It is time for the Royal Adelaide Show. We'll be there broadcasting live next week. Thanks to Drake's, we've got a double pass to give away. You can book your tickets at theshow.com.au or at Drake's supermarkets. Don't think you can buy them at the gate. I read the poster in Drake's last night. You got to buy your tickets before you get to the show, either at Drake's or at theshow.com.au. There is a Drake's on Goodwood Road. They are going to get hammered, I fancy, during the showtime. So show tickets. Dave from South Brighton, one of our callers earlier today. Thank you, Dave. Congratulations to you. We have James Blunt tickets to give away. He's returning to the Entertainment Centre Tuesday, the 28th of October. It's the Back to Bedlam tour. Ticket details at destroyalllines.com. That is going to Barry from Gawler. And we had our Turkey Tuesday, and we had so many great turkeys on that too. Paul from Hackham West. Paul, you get the 6 bottles of wine, 3 Shiraz, 3 GSM Turkey Flat Vineyards. They showcase the new Butcher's Block range. Remember, drink responsibly. The Sports Show with Matty Nix is on the way. We'll see you tomorrow from 1.
Coming up next, Adelaide's only local sports show. It's the very latest in